What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG from the Raven Space. Let's talk about Dan Patrick. Talk about Lamar Jackson. Let's do it.
Understand what's going on with Baltimore with Greg Roman stepping down. I don't know if that means you're fired, you part ways mutually, but what's this mean for Lamar Jackson's future there?
I don't know. It means a whole lot on Lamar Jackson's future because that contract situation is so complicated, Dan. I do think it shows a sign that they want. It is a sign that they want to push their offense forward, and where Greg Roman, I think, did a lot in building the right sort of offense for Lamar Jackson coming out of college. The same way he built an offense for Colin Kaepernick in San Francisco. I think now the feeling is we need to move the passing game to another level. And, that is probably what necessitated some staff changes. And so, look.
Probably? That's what probably necessitated some staff changes? Have you seen the offense without Lamar Jackson? Have you seen the receivers we have? Of course it did. Come on, Albert. You better than that, buddy. You better than that, Albert. Come on.
It's not all Greg's fault. They lose Rashad Bateman for the year, who's shown a ton of promise as their first-round pick from 2021. And the cupboard certainly wasn't full at receiver with Hollywood Brown having been traded before the season too. And
that's fair. So I was coming at you. My bad, Albert. My bad. That's 100% fair. I actually think that 60% is on Roman, 40% is on DaCosta because he went into the season defending the receivers, defending them. But the facts are, if you just, sometimes when you can look back in the past, you dated that girl or that guy, whatever you do. If you're a girl, you're a guy, whatever you do. And when you're dating them, you don't see the red flags. But once it's over, the red flags are everywhere. When you look back, okay, it's plain to see that Prochet disappears every year. He was going to be your number 2. Okay, that's tough. It was easy to see that Rashad Bateman he's injury prone. It's been 2 years. He's been injured 2 years. I don't know what to call that. He's literally never been fully healthy in the season. Devin Duvernay. Again, you got lucky with his ability to be a receiver with receiver help. But that's luck. That's luck, right? You didn't know that. He's a great returner. You thought he was going to be a number 3 receiver. And those are your top 3 going into the season, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your top 3. And maybe they just thought different things than I thought, but it just wasn't good enough. The cupboard was bare, and we had to be better than what we were, in my opinion. So that's my opinion.
I don't think it's all on Greg, but I do think it's an acknowledgement that they have to push the offense forward, which I think would appeal to Lamar. But again, like the contract situation itself is so complicated that I don't see that this solves or ruins anything, if that makes sense.
But if Lamar Jackson said, here's the deal, $230 million guaranteed, and I'm going to sign this contract.
Yeah.
Can it be that simple?
Sure. The Ravens aren't doing that right now. You know what I mean? I think the divide here is what you think it is, which is the Ravens are willing to go to the top of the quarterback market, but they want to do it on a more traditional quarterback contract. Whereas Lamar wants a fully guaranteed deal. And look, it's really easy to understand from Lamar's perspective. If you think about it, he's just put his body on the line for 5 years in an unprecedented way for a quarterback. And if you're him and you've gone through that and you finished the last 2 years injured, if your team says, well, we want you to mitigate our injury risk 3 years from now by making the last couple of years of a new deal non-guaranteed, what are you going to say to him? You're probably going to look at him sideways, So, at the same time, you can understand why the Ravens would want to mitigate their risk because his first 3 years in the league, you can look at Lamar and say it's risky to play him that way, but he wasn't getting hurt. Now he is getting hurt. He's finished the last 2 years injured. So,
and so this is why this situation, guys, is so unique. It's so unique because each side has an answer. each side can say the other side is right or the other side is wrong. That's why it's so unique. And again, I'm sitting back here just as an observer, right? I have no horse in this race. It's 100%. I can see. Yes, the Ravens want to protect themselves from injury of Lamar Jackson. I get it that, he has been hurt the last 2 years. Lamar Jackson sitting back and said, well, I've been hurt the last 2 years because the wear and tear you scheme my body for. And on top of that, there's another guaranteed contract. I'm better than him. And on top of that, you guys suck without me. You guys are trash without me. So I see both sides. Now I'm on Lamar's side personally, but I'm not mad at, all of the people looking around saying, Jason, you're wrong. The Ravens need to, do what they got to do for the team. So I'm not mad at either side, honestly.
So because of that and all of that, it's, a complicated situation. And I don't know that there's an easy fix here. I do think there's going to be a tell, though. When we get to that period where the franchise tags are issued, which is the end of February, beginning of March, right around the combine, the Ravens are going to have to make a decision on whether or not to put the non-exclusive tag on them or the exclusive tag. Exclusive tag is going to cost about $45 million. The non-exclusive tag is about $30 million. They put the exclusive tag on them at that higher number, they're effectively taking him off the market. So no one else can talk to him. And at that point, it behooves them to get a long-term deal done because they want to lower that cap number. If they put the non-exclusive tag on him, things get a lot more interesting because then other teams can't. It's not just that other teams can talk to him. Other teams at that point can sign him to an offer sheet and have him for 2 first-round picks. So I think that's the next real checkpoint in this whole saga.
That's exciting, to be honest, in my opinion. I do want to see where this goes. I do because I think there's another event that will impact it too. What does Joe Burrow do? Joe Burrow is the big piece here. If Joe Burrow signs guaranteed, all guaranteed, then the conversation's over. If he doesn't, then we get to, are we going to franchise him, tag him or not? And then, like Albert Bird said, that was good. So Albert Bird, you get a W. That was pretty good actually. I was kind of playing you at first, my man, but you did pretty good on that one. I like the information that you brought. You guys let me know what you guys think about that, Albert Bird, everything he said in the comments below. Thanks, and go Ravens.